I have a pretty big announcement today. So, things that I make on my YouTube channel, like these spoons and coasters and little trinket dishes and glasses, I make those and then sell them at art and craft fairs throughout the year, in the spring and the fall mainly, because it's too flippin' hot in the summertime and I do not want to go out in the summer. I have an Etsy store and I sell my mermaid trash in my Etsy store. And I've decided that I am going to start offering a selection of the things that I make on my YouTube. I'm not going to offer everything in my Etsy store because I don't want to be shipping glasses and fragile items, but these will ship as a set of two, and I will have the listing for a set of two, and they ship for free. Two, I will have some coasters, I will have other spoons, and then you can also watch the video right now and see how I made these. What was that? These turned out spectacular. I made these using the UV resin and making dragon scales with soap bubbles. It's really easy. It's super fun, a little bit messy. And then I top coat with a food safe epoxy. And these are very, very functional. They're not dishwasher safe. You should hand wash these, but you don't want to put wooden spoons in the dishwasher anyway, right? This is actually an improvement that I pretty much wanted to do from the very beginning. The shelf liner works great, but it's just not really thick. So I have this yoga mat that's a little bit thicker, and I'm gonna go ahead and replace this. And I could do a double row of this rubber shelf liner, but I've got this already, and so why not use it? And what I am gonna do too, I'm gonna cover the whole thing. I cut the mat to fit with an X-Acto knife and then just used rubber glue dots to attach it. You could use hot glue, you could pretty much use any kind of adhesive to attach it. So there is our new jig, new and improved. So I want to do the flat ones. So when you buy these in the set, sometimes they have the spoon with the bowl. So I want to try to get just all flats, because when you put the spoon in there, the spoon part is a little bit thicker, and so it just gets wonky. I might have to move that hinge, but maybe I can make it work. I just haven't gone to Ace Hardware yet to get the screen door closure thingy that I've been meaning to, but I don't need it. I mean, this is working fine. Why spend the money on something when this works fine? Okay. And so what I'm going to be doing today is using UV resin and a little bit of dish soap, and I'm going to make some bubbles. But what I think I want to do first is I want to go ahead and paint these a base color, because if I put the UV resin on these spoons as they are, I don't think that the color will show up very well. This underneath my silicone mat is really getting dirty. I need to clean it. My Let's Resin UV curing lamp. And then you just need bubbles. So this is just a soapy mixture in a jar. It is water and dish soap, and that's all it is. A lot of water, a little bit of dish soap. You don't really need a whole lot of dish soap. I am going to paint one. And you probably could go ahead and do like the regular pour like I have been doing. And I'm not going to tape the edge because I am going to control my paint a little bit. So you could go ahead and do like a regular dirty pour, like the smash that I did before. I think you could probably do that. but I think I just want to paint these first. And the reason I'm not going to tape off my handle is because I can control this paint a little bit more than I did before. And then that'll give me kind of a, you know, a neat flowy edge like that. That makes sense? All right, so I'm going to do 2 aqua. Like that. Not even gonna rinse my brush. And it doesn't have to be even, you know? Now the paints that I'm using, this is Art Smith, and then I'm using Liquitex, and then this is probably Apple Barrel. You can use anything that you want. It doesn't have to be fancy brand name paint. It can be anything that you want. You can use cheapo Dollar Tree paints because this is going to have a layer of resin on it. Just trying to give it like a little mermaid vibe there. Okay, now I need to flip this over and paint the backside. Move all this. Watch, this is what makes this jig so great. And flip it right around like that. So now I am going to let this dry, and with the fan going, it's probably not going to take very long at all. And I'm going to go grab some lunch, and probably what I could do is use my heat gun or a hair dryer to dry this a little bit more quickly, but I'm not in a hurry, so we'll come back. Okay. I'm just gonna go in with a random, like pretty random selections here. I'm gonna try this one first. Y'all, this blue is absolutely amazing. Get right up to the edge. And I don't care if it drips down on the sides. I'm not really terribly worried about that. And then I'm gonna put the bubbles on, kind of spread it out a little bit. And pop it on there. It's been about 60 seconds. Let's just see. Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh my gosh. Y'all. Oh my word. That blue, that blue, that is gorgeous. Oh wow. So, okay, so that was the dark blue. I am gonna try different colors. This is the green, which really is more like To me, it's more like an aqua. Oh my gosh, I can't get over that. Oh, this one it may have been sitting in this bottle a little bit too long. No, it's spreading. I still got some blue on there, but that's all right. Get it right to the edge. Not worried about getting it all the way on the spoon because I am going to be putting a top coat of resin on here. All right, I'm going to shake up the jar. I did not think that the bubbles would be that tiny or that it would actually work. That doesn't make sense. I've not worked with bubbles this small before, but I am loving this. Y'all. Let's see what that does. Okay, so not so much on that one. The bubbles are too small. Okay, bubbles are too small. Okay, so I have to redo that one because it just didn't turn out very well. The bubbles are too small. So I'm gonna try this one now. Getting a little bit bigger on there, I think. I have to perfect my mixture. Let's just see what this one does. Oh, it's still not. Why can't I recreate that very first one? All right, I don't want to get frustrated. I'm not getting frustrated. I just can't get the right bubbles. What should I do? Do another layer? Probably need to dry that. And I'm gonna just go ahead and blow some in here and prepare. There we go. Now I can't really see this one that much. So I definitely need a contrast, but maybe I could put some mica powder on here and you would see it a little bit better. So far, I mean, this dark blue is giving me enough of a contrast. This green is just too, I think, too light. It's too translucent. I'm going to try, instead of using the white on this one, this is going to be the sky blue. Oh yeah, see how it's given me a good contrast. That's what I want. That is what I want. You just can't see really the definition of the bubbles. So let's put this one over here. Do you notice this glows in the dark? All right. Yeah, not so much. This dark blue, I think, is the key. None of these are really giving me the contrast that I want, so I'm going to continue using this dark blue. Yeah, I'm going to continue with this one. That definitely, yeah, see, look at that. That's just such a pretty color. And, and then once it's cured, it's really giving me just a really pretty look. And it's contrasting really, really well. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that. It's so, so, so pretty. That is what I want. It's that dark blue. That is the way to go. If I'm going to go for blue, that's the blue that I want. I mean, that's pretty, and I'm going to put mica powder on that. but this is like so pretty. That may be a little excessive, but long to set. And that's really all I want right now is just enough to set it. Look at that. Look at how the big bubbles creates kind of like a net. That is really cool. That is really cool. All right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to let this sit. I'm going to let the lamp sit on the 2-minute timer and just give these one more cure. So I have decided that I think I want to do the other side too. So I'm going to flip this around. Oh my goodness. And I got a little drippies here, but that's okay. That is okay. I do need to get that out of the hole though. Here. So if I blow really, really slow, I get a little bit smaller bubbles. So I'm going to try that now. And I am going to use a lighter UV resin rather than the dark like I did on the other side because I can always spread mica powder on it. And that'll kind of give me a good contrast. So, yep, perfect. All right. So on these that are, you can't really see, I don't know if it would make a difference if I put mica powder on it or not. I think it would. I think it would definitely bring out the bubbles a little bit more. I do have some rough edges. I might have to sand with sandpaper. Down. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take these outside. It's sunshiny today, so I want to take these outside and let them cure some more in the sunshine, and then we will come back. And so these have been sitting out in the sun for a couple hours, and I think I am going to go ahead and sand some more, just so there's no rough spots at all. Really lightly sand. And I'm not worried about it dulling the resin at all because I'm going to be putting a top coat of resin in here. And where it needs it the most is on the edges, like right there. I just don't want any rough spots at all. Like right there. This one's just perfect. Just takes the burrs off. Okay. Let's see the other side. All right, I wonder what would happen if I put a little bit of mica powder on here. I'm going to try the Cesso Silver White and then the Cesso Gold. I think I'm going to use the gold first. And I've got my silicone mat under here. I just want to see what it'll do. It does add a little bit of color. and you can see the bubbles a little bit more. I don't want to do a whole lot of that though, because I kind of like the look of it. But I don't know what it's going to look like when I add resin. I like that. It really defines the bubbles. That's a mess. That's a mess. Yeah, I like this one better. Okay, let's turn this around and do the same here. Just don't really need a whole lot of mica powder. You're still going to make a mess. It doesn't matter if you tap it all off, you are still going to make a mess. But you just don't need that much, honestly. It's just enough to, like, just really slightly, what is it doing? It's kind of, it's going in the crevices, and that's what I want. It's just defining the bubbles a little bit more. Can't really explain. I'm not really explaining it right. But anyway, that's what it's doing. So it's kind of, it's going in the cracks, and then you're able to see the definition in the bubble. All right, that's all. And I'm going to use the Let's Resin Fast Cure, which is, it's going to be thick. I haven't tried the Fast Cure on either coasters or spoons. Okay. I've not used this resin on something like this before. It's more of a casting resin, but I think it'll be fine. So my plan is to do a light coat, and then I've got some little bubbles I'm going to try to put on here and see how that goes. A couple of seahorses. I think a turtle would be way too big. This starfish would be way too big. Lots of seahorses. So pull those out. I've got 5 of those. Might be a little bit too much. And then I thought about using this mermaid, but I think the mermaid's a little bit too big, so I'm not going to use her. If I necessarily want to use a seahorse on every one, although that would be cute. So I don't know. I'm going to pull some of these turtles out too, just to see. I'm going to just kind of line them up there, just so I'm ready. Get some stars out. I need to buy some more of these. These I got on Amazon. They're really cheap. They're little spacer beads. They have holes in the middle, which are nice. All right, let me get 5 turtles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and then we're just gonna see. Thinking about using some of these little mermaid pearls too. I think that would be a little bit too much. So first thing I want to do, I'm going to put a skim coat on both sides, just really thin. Just kind of rub that in there. Look how pretty that is. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna have to take this off for sure because I need a clean hand to put these on. Just kind of place them right there. And then I don't think I'm going to put seahorses on all of them. I just don't know if I want to do that. I think I'm just going to put, oh, and now I'm just going to take my stick and drizzle just a little bit on top of the charms here. And this is probably going to self-level. Well, I know it's going to self-level, and it's going to drip a little bit, but you can kind of clean that up on the bottom. So I'm just going to do this, and then I can run my hand on the bottom and just catch the drips. I'm being very generous with the resin. I had somebody ask if you could dip the resin or dip the spoons in the resin, but I don't know if you could, I don't know how you would do that. I don't know how that would be possible because you need a kind of a thick container or a tall container. Boy, that one's, there we go. You would need a tall container, and then you run the risk of the resin kind of flash curing if it's too deep. So let's just do a little bit right here. Okay. Oh my gosh, these are going to be gorgeous. I'm going to run my hand under, catch the drips. I have a few. And I'll probably keep doing that a couple of times. Just run my hand up underneath. I'm really tempted to add some of these. Maybe to these two because the colors are the same. So I'm going to take this glove off. Just a few. These are going to be probably the prettiest ones I've ever made. Not going to lie. These are the prettiest ones I've ever made. And I literally just said I wasn't going to add some to there. That's okay. I think I'm gonna make this little turtle. Always have molds. Like always have an extra mold that you can pour your leftover resin in. So I think I'm gonna use that one, but I want to color the resin first. And this is the Let's Resin liquid resin dye that came with one of the kits. I don't remember. And so always got to make a bonus. On this head, make sure his head is filled. And then I've got a little extra, and I might as well just pour it in this one. Okay. It's only filled halfway, but I can fill it with something else later. All right. So now we just wait. Look how gorgeous these are going to be. I think these might be the prettiest spoons I've ever made. Look at them. These turned out so well. I am so happy with using the UV resin bubbles. These turned out spectacular. I'm glad I added the little pearls. That really was a good idea. But look at this. Look at that blue. Oh my goodness. So I have another idea with the UV resin. Instead of painting the spoon blue, I think what I'm going to do is paint it maybe white. And then if I use the colored UV resin on top of the white, I think the UV resin will show up better. But look at this one. Oh my gosh, like a mermaid tail. Maybe I should make mermaids next time. I don't know. I love it. So let me know what you think. Make sure to check out my Etsy shop. And if you like any of these, I'm going to be selling them as a set of 2. So take a look. Okay. Make it a crafty day, friends. Bye.